Hello, everyone. In my talk series, Salute to Heroes, you have seen me talking to a lot of frontline people like healthcare doctors, physicians, nurses, our frontline heroes. But we have our community leaders also have not stepped behind. They have stepped forward to help. These are heroes helping heroes. We have some community leaders who have been instrumental in bringing the community together and providing services. So today we have with us Mr. Abhishek Singh and Mr. Robert Lancia. So we are going to talk with them today. Welcome, everyone.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you,
Thanks so
Ron.
much for being on my show.
Absolutely. It's
So as
always
we know, these days it's tough, with the coronavirus pandemic. So we want to hear from you what you guys are seeing and how are you helping the community. We can start with Mr. Abhishek Singh.
so. Yeah, being a community person, so we have started providing the support for the frontliner and our first responder to just supply them some foods, some personal protection kit, PPE, and mask, so that they can protect themselves and help the society. So this is the one initiative we have started. When we are saying frontliner or first responder, so that covers the emergency care. We have the hospitals, we have the COVID-19 testers, we have the doctor, nurses. We are covering private practitioners. We are also out to the police department, fire department, US post office. So whoever is working for community, we are uh, running behind them and trying to help them. So this
So
is
you
the
are
one.
providing food and protective equipment wherever you can, masks, and I hear you've been providing masks. So how is this getting delivered, and how many facilities have you delivered food to?
So far, so this program is we are running across the US, but in Massachusetts area we have crossed at about 75 places. We reached out. We are continually continue on continuation basis. We are providing them the all the supports what we can do it. We have Indian American Society. Few people have donated the money, and a few people have donated like a fabric and all this. So our partners in crime, like my wife, and other females, they are making the mask. So that is,
So wherever you can get help, you are taking it, and wherever help is needed, you are providing.
yeah, correct.
So let's hear from Mr. Robert Dancy as well.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes. I'm in the older category with my wife, and actually, my wife is rather high risk. So we've had to be very careful about being out and about in the community. But I'm also running for Congress from Rhode Island right now. So a lot of my work has been helping people individually with donations, and also trying to be out there speaking with business people about their issues and what's going on with them, especially the small business owners. So been reaching out to them and talking about their concerns and what's going on with them. So that's been a lot of my focus right now, because I am focused on trying to make sure we get this economy back open, get people back working, as well as make sure that our small businesses can survive this whole situation.
Right. So this,
So
pandemic is not just a health issue. It's a big health issue, but it has affected many ways economically, politically. It has had a big impact with small businesses closing down and no end in sight. So, Mr. Abhishek Singh, can you tell us
so
more about that?
yeah, so we are also like this is the one part to provide that support in terms of food, mask, and PPE. Other thing is like we are running a campaign to provide that awareness, because aware means precaution is better than cure, right? So we are organizing call conferences, Zoom meeting, webinars, and we are creating small videos. So that videos we are pushing through the social media, so that it will reach to the other part of the world. And whatever we are facing in United States, other countries should not face, might be they learn lesson from them. So
Mhm.
because this United States currently it is we are facing a lot of uh, issues with the pandemic attack. So one thing we are doing that thing, other program shooting, like we have a huge list of volunteers. So we are continuously calling, making 10 calls directly to our friend and families. can directly associated with them and know them what is their current situation. And we also want to just prevail a message that in this crisis time we all are connected and together. So this is the thing which we are also running. Our
Yeah.
focus is mainly here in US is elder people as well as the students. So just like elder people, we are helping them to buy the groceries and other necessary stuff. Kids like students who is actually they are not independent, and we are just providing them some foods, some shelter facilities. So this is another thing we are running with that.
Okay. So yeah, so what do you think about the current situation with COVID-19 virus crisis? You know that, we don't, as a health community, we don't even know with this invisible enemy what we are fighting. And, every day we hear news stories about symptoms and no treatment, no vaccine so far. How do you feel? I think you have a story for this, Mr. Abhishek Singh.
Yeah.
Well, one
So
of the yeah.
yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So, we heard yesterday in testimony by Dr. Fauci, who is one of the premier doctor right now in the States. And he said there's 7 or 8 vaccines that are currently being tested, but he's not sure if even any of those 8 vaccines will be the answer. So there's a real challenge right now. And one of the things I'm concerned about too is our kids. We don't even know if kids will be able to go back to school in the fall. So there's a lot out there. Now, our governor, Governor Raimondo, is just allowing restaurants to reopen outdoor, but not indoor. And so we're trying to, again, slowly open up. In fact, I'm walking in a neighborhood that was in my district when I was a state representative, and I'm slowly seeing stores trying to reopen. But we've got to do everything we can to make it easier. So for me, I'm interested in finding out what kind of regulations maybe we can relax, what things we can do to make it simpler for them. And I'm really concerned right now with families. I know they are not going to allow shutoffs for utilities until the end of May, but there's still a lot on the table, and we've got a lot of work to do. So I'm very concerned.
Right. Yeah, it is a tough situation. We have to look at, how much we can reopen without, pushing ourselves back into a deeper crisis, how to safely do so. Because at the same time, the small businesses are suffering. We have to reopen, and because there is no end in sight. If we had 2 weeks or 4 weeks, we could have, sat down and, so to say,
So yeah.
ride it out. But as it seems, it's longer term. So we have to reopen just safely. We have to figure out a way of safely doing so. And yes, Mr. Abhishek Singh.
Yeah. So Tapasya, for me, this COVID-19 is like I can tell you like with a small story what we are thinking like that. There is a in we have like food blind people, and we ask the question that okay, can you tell me how the elephant looks like? Can you go touch the elephant? Because first blind people went there, he touches the elephant's tail, and he came back. He said that COVID-19 our elephant looks like rope. Other people went there, blind people, he touches his foot and say that okay, this elephant looks like a pillar. Other people touches his trunk and say that looks like hoses. So everybody have their own perception related with that COVID-19. Even I think whether it is president or prime minister or a doctor or a researcher, nobody have the clear view what COVID-19. Only one thing is in our, which is like a caution. So you can adopt this social distancing. You can do the self quarantine. This is the best way to deal with this disease. And this is the one thing which I want to say about this COVID-19. Here, even this COVID-19 giving us the indirect message, like whatever we were thinking that very important for my life, my career, family, this is really not important. It is not relevant. This time, look here. Where is your craziness about your career, your opportunities? Everything has stopped, right? So one indirect message, whatever I am getting the feeling like that we all are here as on a rent basis, uh, and we understand that thing. Everybody has to go on. We are not the person of this land, but we have to set our boundaries. We should not invade, or we should not play with our nature. We should respect others. whatever
Yeah,
nature has to us, like and
that's
everything.
true. I
So
understand what you're saying, because health is foremost important, right? You reopen and, you get people, it starts spreading again. It affects lives of people. It can, hurt the economy that way as well if, again, it starts spreading. So, yes, you have to be very careful. So, what about reopening and the future, like you were talking, Mr. Bhavaneth? Yeah, give us a little bit more what you're thinking about this.
Well, one of the things I'm thinking about is the fact that we have given a large amount of money. We're trying to develop these vaccines, but also there's been a certain amount of money that we try to give to businesses to help them get restarted. And but a lot of that money, unfortunately, still has not been spent. We've got a lot of frontline first responders, like Abhishek has talked about. They've been out there all the time, and we're trying to provide some type of bonuses or aid for them as well. And I'm a former Navy chaplain. I'm a disabled vet. And, in the military, we talk a lot about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And, we're starting to see that. We had that doctor in New York that took her own life. She just, the day in and day out, the struggle. So we need to make sure that we're taking care of our first responders too. So that's one of the concerns I have, is that we're taking care of these people that have been out there and been under distress. There are a lot of us that are, yes, are self-quarantine, but it's those frontline people. So one of the concerns and one of the hopes I have is that we get a mental health initiative started to help those frontline workers who've been out there this whole time. Because when we had that doctor, commit suicide, that's a sign we need to be doing something.
Right. Yeah, absolutely true. So, in terms of message to the community, Mr. Abhishek, do you want to give us a message to the community?
so yeah, like this is the current scenario, right? We are helping frontliner and responder and doctor and everyone, but we are also thinking, we are running a one fundraising. Uh, so for the, just like Bob said, like Bob is more or less talking about the government perspective, and I am talking about the social. Like any government cannot suffice our complete need, right? We are the people who is running the government also. So we have to take our own ownership. So being a civil society, what we are thinking like that, uh, we have to help the small businesses, absolutely, the struggling businesses, the low income employees, through the society. Government is doing that is good. Side by side, we should also raise some fund and help them. And
Right.
even like, we are saying that currently we are helping frontliners and providing the foods and all. We are utilizing, we are putting our thoughts in that one, doing that, whose business is struggling, how we can help them, whatever money we have collected. We are doing this thing. Later time, I would like to connect with like Bob and other friends, and we are just going to initiate. We are in a process going to initiate like one MOU, memorandum of understanding with the US states, like how these two countries should be connected, and they can participate in a foreign direct investment. Like if anybody want to invest in US, they should have some channel to invest here. How here from US, Indian people or American people want to invest in India to buy any product, to invest in any place, what would be the channel and mechanism? So we are working, like-minded people, we are working in this task every year. And very soon after this pandemic will over, we will create some channel, and we will call and appeal everyone from Boston to Bombay, come and join us in this, we call it Muhim, and just defeat this pandemic, and
Right.
make just show your create again peace, harmony, and resolve all the issues.
And you have been instrumental in the Indian community in Boston and keep bringing the American and the Indian community together. You've been working on that for many years.
Yeah. So yeah, I have a huge support. Look, yeah, Bob is my best friend, and I have his campaign symbol, like let's get 2020. And I would have my all friends and colleagues just join hands and select a good people. Like COVID-19, right? I have heard one theory. This is known as activation of energy. So COVID-19 have a lot of positive aspect also. Like it has broken all the boundaries. You see that nature has given us a plain land in ocean. We are the people who have created that. Okay, this is United States boundary. This is India's boundary. This is Australia's boundary, right? This is continent. This is ocean. All this. We are the people who created everything. But with this COVID-19, think about that. Where is the religion in the COVID-19? Where is the region? There is no caste, creed, right? So
That's
this
true.
is
The virus
kind
does
of,
not
yeah.
discriminate. The virus does not discriminate. It
So
can affect
good.
the poor or any
Yeah.
religion, regardless. That's true.
Well, I've got to say, I've been very pleased with the initiatives by the Council General of New York. They've been doing a lot of online classes and trainings and things, as well as the Greater Boston India Association. And, you know, for people that are stuck in the house, I mean, how much TV can you watch? So having these different things, whether it's dance or music or art or whatever. So that's another thing, just for mental health, as I was saying earlier. But I agree with Abhishek. This, I think, pandemic has created an opportunity for an even closer bond between India and the United States. And that's something that myself and my wife, Marion, are very keen on. And that's one of the things I said if elected to Congress in the fall, that I'm going to work very hard to connect even closer to the Indian people, because we have so much to share. The oldest democracy and the largest democracy in the world. And I'm excited about the future.
All right, guys. So, any last words before we, wrap it up?
So
Any last messages for our community?
we are very hopeful that we are going to empower again. We are going to defeat this pandemic, and again uh, uh, so we will going to create that harmony, peace, everything inside our environment in our world. And other thing, like you will see lot of reform happen after when this pandemic will over in all these sections, whether it is politics, like in the, we can drill down more things in that one, but in a politics, education system, in social system, and in healthcare, you will see a lot of changes would become. So just be happy and ready to embrace all these things. Thank you.
I absolutely agree with you. That's where we need to be going, and look forward to working with everyone to make it happen.
Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you. Stay safe.
Thank you. Take
Thank you.
care. Bye-bye.